Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Peachy Pod. Tonight's guest is someone who is very important to the Peachy org. He is in fact the person who came up with the name of the org itself, believe it or not, although it's been debated. Otherwise we'd just be called something else at the end of the day. It's the man with the perfect hit reg, as I notice, and people call him Captain Fantastic. It is ClassRobbie. How you doing today, buddy?
I don't know about perfect hit reg. I'd say I have pretty terrible hit reg, but
I watch your streams and every bullet just sounds like it connects and it's very satisfying. You know, ASMR, you could do that with your shots on the aims, 100%.
Well, I'll take that. I get told that the way that I shoot and the way I flick my gun looks nice, so.
I mean, yeah,
maybe I
it
should
is.
stream more.
Yeah,
apparently it's very aesthetic. I don't know.
I mean, your ability to lock onto people, hit them, drop to your knees, and get back up again is. I'm very envious of that because I can't do that. I need
on certain days, not every day. Wish it was every day.
Yeah, I mean, I watch you, and I'm just because I mean, I don't play as an AR player. I'm a sub player, and I'm still getting used to the role itself. I pulled out an AR yesterday. I was like, oh my god, this thing is slow.
And it feels weird, doesn't it? It's just stiff.
And then I'm like watching you play. I'm like, it's how? Like, you just make it look so easy.
Yeah, it's the infiltrator stock, mate.
I'll remember that. So as I just ran through with you before we got started, we got a few things to go over this evening. And hopefully a lot of backstory we'll be getting on you and how we've come from where you've started to here we are today. But as I do with everyone, we're going to start with the most basic of things, which is Call of Duty related. So,
exciting.
Do you know what? We'll go take it a little bit step back further than Call of Duty. What is your earliest memory of gaming?
Earliest memory of gaming, probably playing my PlayStation 1 with my dad. Either like Tomb Raider or Crash Bandicoot, I would say. Just obsessed with those two games.
Okay, with like PlayStation.
Which is a bit odd, very specific. Yeah. I just remember my dad had a PlayStation 1, and then I would just like basically just hogged it all the time, and I was terrible at like. I don't think I ever completed like Tomb Raider 1, but like I just played it all the time and was just terrible at it. Either that or like the Crash Bandicoot games. I was just obsessed with those when I was a kid, and then very very weirdly and notoriously got onto COD, and then. Yeah, again, notoriously don't really play anything else other than COD, and haven't done for about 20 years. No, maybe not 20 years, but these 16 years of my life.
I mean, the question I've got on the back of Tomb Raider is, did you lock the butler in the fridge?
I did, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you didn't do that, you're missing out.
I was like the obstacle course outside the mansion and stuff, and then, lock him in the fridge and make him shiver.
So what was the transition from going from like Crash Bandicoot to like Tomb Raider to Call of Duty? Was it just like, did you play anything else in the lead up to Call of Duty, or did you just kind of go, that game looks cool, I want to play it?
Yeah, like when I got a bit older, I got my own PS2 and stuff when that came out, and then I just played FIFA for like. I was always into I was just obsessed with gaming, so I just like played FIFA for. I used to play all the WWE games, spent loads of time in those, and then got PS3. ClassRobbie was the name on the day that I had got my PS3 on launch day, so that's been around since then. There's a backstory to that name as well, which is a bit odd, but me and my mate had a PS3. We used to play loads of racing games together, and then he got COD 4. And then I used to just go around his and then play COD. Around his, just I was better, so I just basically steal the controller and just like level him up and stuff like that. And I didn't get COD 4 until like right at the end. And then when World at War came out, I got that on launch day, and then I just pretty much from that point onwards just never did anything else but play COD.
Okay.
I did other things, but like that World at War for me was like a lot of people say like COD 4 was the start for whatever. Like for me, like. World at War was the first one that I had complete from the start and played all the way through with all my mates and stuff like that. So
yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, if you join in like right at the end, do you knowing how good Call of Duty 4 was, do you kind of like wish you played from the start?
Sometimes, yeah, because I played it right at the end, and it was one of those where I felt like I missed out maybe on like how good it was for the whole period of time it was out.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I still got a taste of it, and then remastered came out, which is a bit different. It wasn't as good, but it's
That's true.
SD on remastered was still good.
Yeah, that is very true. So would it be safe to say that you only got into it because of your friends?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, one of my mates got me into it, and then, yeah, I only really played it. I was quite lucky. The group of friends I had at my school, just like all of us would just rush over and play COD. Like, maybe not from World, like the mate that got me into COD, I played like mainly it was just me and him playing when we were like younger through like World at War. But then like when Mod 2 came out, like everybody at my school was playing it. We'd go home, we'd like rush home from school and just get on whenever there was like a launch day. Like we'd race home and get home, like so you could get home the quickest to play it. And so yeah, I've always played. I always have played and still continue to play really mainly with my mate, like my RL mates and stuff like that. Obviously, you've met people online, but yeah.
That's pretty cool. I always remember my I was quite lucky. My mum used to work in Asda, so anytime there was a new game coming out, I'd be like, bring it home with you, because she'd work a night shift, so she'd just like be like, yeah, just keep that under the counter, and then like, I wake up in the morning, she's like, here you go. I'm like, awesome. Don't have to queue up for it. Don't have to. It's just there for me. It was perfect.
That's quite good. That I was very lucky that my mum kind of understood my obsession. I remember the year Mod 3 came out was November 8th, which is my mum's birthday. It used to come out on a Tuesday, I think. Because it never used to come out on a Friday. It always used to come out on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I remember it was her birthday, and while I was at school, she'd gone on her birthday on her day off to go get it, and then got home and then let me play it on it.
Oh, that is top tier mummage right there. That is the shout out ClassRobbie mum right there.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good.
All right, okay. So you've played pretty much as long as I have, because I mean I started in 2007 as well. So we've obviously experienced quite a wide variety of Call of Duties between us. Any favorite gun that sticks out for you? Like the BAL?
I've always said that. That would be my till the day I stop playing COD. That'll always be my gun. I know. I always had this. It was just Advanced Warfare for me was like, I don't know, like the peak of when I was playing competitive, and I just that game was. I've said a few times to people that like I play with now, like at one point they added the ability on PlayStation to go back and look at how many hours you put into a game. And bear in mind, like COD comes out yearly. I spent 3,500 hours on that game, which works out to something like 120 days, like a third of my entire life. Like I would, you can talk about that a bit later, but like that game I just was obsessed with for whatever reason. I just loved it. But the BAL, I don't know, just everything about it just felt good, looked good. The aim and mechanics in Advanced Warfare, just everything about it. I just love that gun.
No, that's fair. I mean,
if we're more old school, I'd say probably like the M8 from Black Ops 2.
Oh, a full burst? We haven't seen one of those in a while.
Full burst, yeah. You can't. This is what I mean. I don't think you can have. You can't have a 3-burst gun in competitive. Like it has to be a 4-burst.
Yeah.
4-burst is the ones that have ever worked.
It was such a good sounding gun as well. That was a very nice one.
Gun aesthetics and how it looks when you shoot. Like you think. I'm really picky, but like for example, like when I go to Infinite Warfare, like the K-bar was an unreal gun, but I just hated the way it fired. Like, I didn't like the recoil pattern, and I hated the way it sounded, so I just never used it. Even though it was the best gun, just never used it. I had to use the M4. So.
I can relate to that, because I mean, okay, I had a few years away from like playing Call of Duty, but it's like even coming back now, like for me, aesthetics are everything, and like I look at like the Jackal now, and I'm like, the VMP skin is like, it's perfect. It is exactly. Perfect. And I've got to play this Jackal with this giant little circular knob that sticks out of the side. I'm like,
it's terrible.
I'm like, no, it's the same. It's the same with any games. Like if I even when I play Destiny, I'm like, I've got to have a character that has like matching shoulders, matching legs, or the color coordination has to be good with it. Otherwise, I'm just like, no, I'm losing it.
Like when like at the beginning of the game, like I didn't. Like the AMEs I like, but like, you know, when the GPR became a thing for a little bit, like I don't like the way that gun shoots. Like I can't describe the way I like a gun, but like it feels too rigid when I'm like aiming. Like I'm quite, like people say like when they watch me and stuff, like I'm quite flicky. Like I don't know how to describe it.
Flicky.
Like, no, but like that gun feels so like stationary when like you're turning and stuff. It like when you're actually aiming and turning, it's bizarre. Like I just get this weird feeling about guns. I just yeah, no.
Yeah.
Even if it's good. But
I mean, talking of the aims and obviously the GPR and stuff. Obviously, there's been a wide variety of different ARs over the course of comp. I know we're kind of like I'm skipping ahead of different of my schedule here, but I'm gonna ask it while we're on the subject of it.
Yeah,
a lot of ARs tend, especially in the pro scene, tend to go for low damage, low recoil. Do you think they'll ever go for like high damage, high recoil? Is the trade-off worth it, or?
It used to not be. I think a lot of the time it used to not be a thing because people would GA it mainly. Well, there were times where there was a thing. So like you think like the Man of War from like Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Like that was meta for a bit of time, or at least part of it. I know the M8 was the best, but like that was part meta for a bit. And that was like, I really like those guns, like really slow fire rate, quite high damage. Like you think like the Remington from Ghosts, like that was meta AR, like that. I quite like that. I would argue prefer that. But I think part of the reason why it hasn't been a thing recently is because of like headshot multipliers.
Oh yeah, that's
like, if there's like extra recoil and then higher headshot multipliers, people, especially the pros in a minute, how whiny they are, like, oh, it adds inconsistencies and people get lucky headshots, which is whatever. But I think that's why the reason why at the minute it's not a thing. Like they're effectively just getting GA'd out because of that. I think that's why the AK got GA'd in this game.
I remember the AK was one of the talking points at the beginning of the year. Then it was kind of just binned off to just to basically do the aims.
Do a headshot multiplier because in this game, like the headshot multipliers, like they upped them and have upped them recently. But like at the beginning of the game, they weren't really anything, and it was like randomly on the AK, it had like a crazy headshot multiplier. Yeah. So yeah,
they need to have like more guns that have like similar stats basically.
I preferred that at the beginning of this game when they were like, oh, headshot multipliers don't really do anything. Like, you'll get people going, it's not realistic and all that. But like, COD is an arcade shooter. Like, they were going for the competitive angle, which is like, you shouldn't get a lucky headshot and be rewarded for it. But then the counter argument to that is that if you're going to aim for the head, then you should be rewarded. It's just difficult to balance, I suppose. But
and here's me who played Rainbow Six Siege for 5 years, where one bullet randomly across the map will kill you, and that's your round over. It's like, great, I love that.
So you know the pain of it.
Oh yes,
probably more than anyone.
Oh yes, but I mean, luckily in Call of Duty, you don't have to deal with people running up to a wall, firing a pistol shot through it, and then just peeking through it and having some crazy ratty angles.
No, I spent about maybe a couple of hours on Siege in one of the betas, and I was like, no, this is not for me. This is not my game. So.
If you like, I always say, if you like S&D, it's a game that you will like, especially if you invest time into it. Because like some of the it is all about strats. You can rush in, but it'll only work once, and then it's all down to like countering counters. Essentially,
yeah, the skill gap in that I think is quite high, just in terms of like knowing what to do. Maybe maybe not the shooting as much, but like actually knowing like strats, where to go, how to like what angles to take, when to do. You know what I mean? I feel like the skill gap in that is quite high. Like, it's a high mental skill gap as well as mechanical.
Oh, 100%. Like some Siege pros are like pro and they average like a 0.7 KD. And it's not just because they're bad, it's because they're just either really smart, they'll direct the team, they'll do the grunt work, and just like allow their other teammates to produce the goods essentially. But yeah, there's a guy called Canadian. He is, I want to say 33, I think, and he's been playing Siege for 10 years. Started on console, moved to PC. And he's called one of the smartest players alive. He's won a fair bit, but he averages like a 0.8 KD like every big tournament, and it's just like
the impact on the map is
like how he thinks about the game and like helps the other people around him is what makes him invaluable, which is crazy. Big shout out to Canadian if you ever watch this.
You never know.
So back on to Call of Duty. Obviously, we just discussed your favorite gun. Mine's the UMP from Modern Warfare 2. I'm not saying that because you've got a poster of it behind you. Did enjoy the marathon lightweights ninja speeding around the map was one of my favorite things to do. Favorite map?
See, this is where I get into debates with people because, like,
you can give me a pub and comp if you want.
I personally think that with anything that you say, with any time, especially with COD, the way COD is, I think anytime you do this, you've got to be like, you've got to split comp and
100%. 100%.
Because you think, like, I don't know if I can think of an example. What is my favourite map of all time? I know I have quite a few. The first one that comes to mind randomly is actually like Detroit from Advanced Warfare.
That's the one with the police station and the garage.
It's the one with the school police station and that little.
Yeah.
P1 was the little square box.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Love that map. I don't know why. But like, I'd probably say stuff like, you know, like one of the more generic ones, like, you know, you can't, like, Raid is just great. It was great for every game mode. It's even great for Control. Like, I don't know, perfect map in my opinion. I've got some like oddball ones, weird ones that I used to love. I don't know. I can't keep saying things with Advanced Warfare, but if you think like, I don't know, pubs. I haven't played pubs a lot in like the more recent games, so I don't know what's good and what's not in the more recent games. But thinking back, you know, things like Nuketown, it's
classics.
Like just proper. I don't think it's a great, well-designed map, but like, I don't think there's many maps where you could just sit on a 24-hour playlist and play it for 8 hours straight on the same map, just headbutting people and having fun.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy stuff that can happen on that, and you can just go on massive sprees, which is like, it's like Rust. Like if you get like an AC-130 or something on Rust, it's just you're in for a good time.
I used to love Vacant S&D in COD 4.
Oh,
Obviously,
Vacant, classic.
I only started playing that towards the end, and now I played the remaster. But like Charles on COD 4 remastered Vacant was it was good fun.
Yeah, I always remember Dome being a good one.
Yeah, I mean Mod 3 was probably the period of time where I put most hours into like pub stomping. One of the weirdest. I was like top 5 in the world on score on kill confirmed for Mod 3.
Okay.
Strange. It's not a flex, but like strange thing. I only played kill confirmed in that game, but I put so many hours into pubs on that game. And like I used to like the 3v3 strike modes and stuff. I can't remember exactly. It used to face off. They used to call it.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And they used to have that like it was like Call of Duty Elite, and they used to bring like a set of like 5 or 6 maps out every single month. Like it was so many DLC maps in that game. It was unreal.
Yeah, I remember that. It was Oh, was Modern Warfare 3 the one where you could prestige up to 20 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, no, I think it ended up being 30 because it was 10 originally, then they added 10, and then they added another 10. So like post season, like.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
I remember doing I remember doing the 20. I can't remember doing 30.
It might have been 15, 20 rather than they released it twice. There was like either 15, 20 or 20, 30. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, they did release extra prestiges later on.
Yeah, that was probably up there with one of the ones I invested the most time in, because that's when I was playing comp in like the WGL or the Warp Gaming League, which is now Gfinity. Yeah, it was. They had do you know what? Looking back at that game, I'm thinking
what a great man.
Arcade and
Control, CTF and Arcade and SD.
Yeah, they were classic. There was one. I'm trying to think of. There was one with I can't remember the name of it now. There was one with there was like 2 bridges, like one main big bridge, and then there was a little one to the side. B flag was on the B bridge. It was like in the like a woodland area ish.
I've lost my head. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, it's been so long. And then there was a great game, though. There was another one where it was like I want to say it's like it was very white, very 3-lane. There was like a big pit at one end, slope down.
I don't recall.
Oh, see, if you saw a picture of it, you'd be like, oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. But I think it's again like you go back to like Black Ops. I think Black Ops 1 DLC like that was peak. Like it was like things like crap maps like Discovery. Like that's not a great map, but like that was just I don't know. Black Ops 1 DLC like Kowloon for example. That was great.
Yeah.
Terrible. That would be a terrible competitive map. Awful. I mean that game was an awful competitive game.
Yeah.
There was four FAMASs on each team, just under each other. It was terrible, but yeah, for pubs it was a good. I used to like Black Ops 1. Oh, at school I was known as the guy who said Black Ops 1 was better than Mod 2, and people used to hate me for it.
And that's the end of the pod, guys. So
sorry,
you just ruined it now. Oh, man, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. It could be it's wrong, but you're entitled to it. It's fine.
I think it's like, I don't know. It's I think like, especially with like the amount we play Call of Duty. I don't know. I say we. I don't know how many hours you put into it, but the amount you play, I think like your experiences on the game, especially with like at that time when I was playing with all my schoolmates and stuff. Like more of us were playing together on Black Ops 1, and I think just like
it's the memories you have from playing is what like, makes up for it more than anything.
Mod 2 was like the first one where like we all had a big group and stuff, and like I loved it. I think like Modern Warfare 2 was like really weird for me because like at school like it was just so much more. I think Black Ops 1 was more chill for me. Mod 2 was like the peak of everyone being like, my KD's higher than yours, my KD, and I was always like, oh, but KD don't mean everything, because I was always like, you know, score per minute or like win loss, and everyone's like, no KD, you gotta camp and try to get nukes and stuff. And I was just like, I don't know, try to steamroll teams, just get the win. So yeah.
See, I mean, KD's great, but I always say win loss is more of a telling thing. I remember Modern Warfare 2. I think me and the clan that I was with then, I think we went on like 126 win streak, because that's where you would actually track your wins on the side as well. That was good times.
We used to do that in Ghosts because we had a clan in Ghosts, and we used to do clan wars, and we'd just see how many like wins, especially like in any like in between clan wars and stuff. It was just S&D all the time, either S&D GBs or just like S&D pubs. Just see how many wins, like what sort of win streak could we go on. I'm pretty sure that I'm convinced. I'd have to like, I don't know if I could ever look it back up, but I'm convinced like our max win streak on Ghost S&D was something like 300 and something. It was crazy. Shit. Like we were just I mean we used to do 6-stack all the time in pubs and just never lose ever.
That's crazy.
Back when cheaters didn't exist.
Yeah, when cheaters when Cronus wasn't a thing.
Yeah, skillbased matchmaking weren't as bad as it is now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. All right, okay. So again, like I said, we've played a wide variety of different games over the years. I mean, I know you've just alluded to it now, but is there a favorite that you have?
For competitive, seeing as that's what kind of, you know, Peachy that. For competitive, the Advanced Warfare. I always get looked at weird when I always say, and I still actually, to be honest with you, I think Advanced Warfare is my favorite game of all time, which is a rogue statement, and I do get looked, because I'd never played pubs on that game ever. I didn't touch pubs ever at all. So it's like I didn't have to deal with like the Obsidian Steeds and all of that stuff. So people go, "Oh, it was dead annoying." Like, what? How is that your favorite game? Like, that was so annoying. I was like, "Well, I just didn't deal with that. I just had a flat out standard BAL with no camo on."
Yeah.
Like, I had an amazing time on the moors. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I can understand why people like. I know that pubs weren't great on that game, but like, I don't know, just competitive to watch and to play was just so fun. Just pure chaos and quick thinking, and I don't know, just unreal.
Oh yeah, there was that, because it was very. I mean, it was boots on the ground, but it was very fast paced. I wouldn't say it was a jetpack game, although you could.
Oh, what? Oh, no. Well, it depends how you played it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you can boost around, but there was like you were on your feet like a lot. See, when it comes to jetpacks, I would say like Black Ops 3 was more of a jetpack game than Advanced Warfare.
I preferred the movement in Advanced Warfare because I think the movement was more predictable. Like, I preferred that like dashing stuff rather than like I didn't like the wall running or like the boost meter and like, you know, like how you had like jetpack energy or whatever, I don't know what they called it in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. I just didn't like that at all. I didn't like wall running. I didn't like any of that. I just liked, I don't know, Advanced Warfare, just pure cracked.
Just being absolutely cracked.
Just all over the place, starting about, crack aiming with a BAL.
It's like when you play Black Ops 6, you're running at someone, you just slide to the left, and before it was just you just boost to the left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just darting between walls. Mate, you should be able to throw mad shoulders on that game, just darting each way. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna lock that in as favorite game of all time, regardless of pubs or whatever. I just too much fun on that game.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. On the basis of comp as well, obviously comp has had mostly the same staple game modes, only a few have changed. But what is your favorite competitive game mode?
Hardpoint. I'd say Hardpoint. That's my most fun. I prefer playing Hardpoint over S&D. but it depends what mood I'm in. Like if you ask, like I'm playing league games and stuff, I prefer to play hardpoint over S&D, but like you can't beat like I say chilled. Like I don't know, S&D is great because I love pubs S&D or just like playing like CMGs with mates or whatever. Like you can have good fun playing. Like I would never want to play hardpoint CMGs.
Yeah.
Although I did do that quite a lot. But like that side of things, if you're going from that side, but like from like pure competitive playing like leagues and league games and stuff like that, like I prefer playing hardpoint. I think it's more fun. It keeps my brain more active. But I would argue I'm probably better at S&D, but I don't know.
I like how you just went straight into like hardpoint and S&D, kind of skipped over control, claps of the flag, uplink.
Actually, I'll cancel all of that. Uplink.
There we go.
Uplink's the best third game mode by far, without a doubt.
It's the most enjoyable to watch. I was never good at. I never really played it that much, comp wise, but it's definitely one of the most enjoyable ones to watch.
By far the best. Not even close. Control Black Ops 4 that was alright, but it's been terrible ever since.
Yeah, agreed.
CTF again, like back in the day when it was built for that and games were slower and stuff and you were punished by spawn, was a bit better, but it got really stale. I mean, I remember like when they brought it back in like World War II, like there was games that just went into like double overtime. Just like third, so I don't know how long it was, but like 25-minute like CTF games where you basically just had one guy at the back of, both pulled the flag, sat at the back of each spawn, and you just send people to try and like sneak and kill the guy with the flag.
Yeah.
Just terrible to watch and just a bit more fun to play, but
the part of the main questions that a lot of people want to know about is the Peachy Blinders. Now, you are the infamous captain of the Peachy Blinders. Now, we want to dissect and know everything. I mean, I'm including myself. I want to know like the ins and outs, the who, the whats, the whys.
You have to take it back a year and a bit, probably. 2 years nearly now.
So, firstly, how did the team initially come about? I'm talking not the team that is now, like when it initially formed.
So I don't recall what org we were on or anything like that. I know eventually we went to Z2O, but essentially, me and my mate Hyphy, who doesn't play anymore, we have played together since Ghosts, I think, maybe, like right at the beginning of Ghosts, and we used to do GBs. We always played comp together, like on and off for years and years, pretty much from Ghosts all the way through until last year. And we kind of both stopped playing like competitive leagues and tourneys and stuff just because of like, I don't know, essentially the scene and just like wanting to chill out a bit more and not have to like not get into it. You know how it is when you're in leagues and stuff and you have like, not necessarily arguments with people, but it's quite taxing and like the scene can be toxic at times. So we kind of took a break for a couple of years and we just played league play of like our mates. Like, you know, I got Jamie into playing league play and Pred into playing league play and stuff like that. So we just did a bit of that. And then before Modern Warfare 2 launched, or Modern Warfare 3? No, sorry. Before Modern Warfare 3 launched,
right?
Me and Liam said, oh, you know, we know some people who've been playing XP, because I played XP in Mod 2 with another one of my mates called Matt, just on and off in a couple of the seasons. But we basically discussed and was like, oh, should we actually try and get back into playing like in leagues and stuff full time? And I was like, yeah, sounds cool. Let's try and find 2 players to pick up and we'll go from there. So the first person we picked up was Shay. So it was me, Hyphy, and Shay. He was basically posting as a free agent and got some inside goss from some people. It was like, this guy's insane. He's like some cracked 17-year-old. You need to pick him up. And I was like, okay. At this point, like I only really, like I said a few times, I played competitive mainly with my IRLs all the way through. Like I tried to bring them up to play as well as they could and play as high as we could with just my IRLs. There was like a few points of time where I played with just people I know online and stuff. But I always enjoyed playing more of like IRLs and kind of trying to get them into playing competitive and as good as they could be.
Yeah.
So it was like, a bit weird having to message Shay, someone I don't know, 17-year-old Irish guy. Don't know what he's going to be like, but I was getting told he's like insane and we should just pick him up and just see how it was. So picked Shay up, got him pretty well, and then we originally picked up. Originally, we're trying to pick up a guy called Deeks who he owns 22.
Right.
And we're going to get him to play with us, and that was going to be the 4. It was going to be me, Deeks, Shay, and Hyphy. And then as we went into Modern Warfare 3, or just before we went into Modern Warfare 3, the whole plan was that we were going to script, just go mental with it, just GBs every single day, scrim every single day, just go absolutely out. And then Deeks messaged me and was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to play for the first 2 weeks of the game." And like mine and Liam's whole mentality was, we're just going to give this everything, and we're going to play every single day, grind kickoffs, do everything, tourneys, the lot. So I was bit not very like me, but I kind of aired it a bit, and it basically was like, right, well, we have to pick someone up for the kickoffs, and then that's where Lyro came in.
He who should not be named.
He who should not be named. No.
A man who can't jump over walls. Yeah.
Man who can't. Yeah. No, I love Lyro. He had played in a tourney with Jazz and Liv, 2 of the owners of Peachy, and they'd won in like a co-ed or something like that. And he'd like just won, like, I don't know if he won Div 10 or 11, one of the 2. Like he weren't like, we were going to Div 6, so he weren't like that level. But like I played with him. He's a nice lad, and I was like, I think he could be good enough, because I was always that person. Like I feel like I'd make a good coach. I feel like I could get people up there. He didn't have a lot of confidence that he was going to be able to be that good, but I thought he'd be able to hang if we played with us. So we then got Liam. Felt bad for Deeks, but so that was the 4. That was Z2O Iridium. So me, Hyphy, Shay, and Lyro. We grinded the beginning of the game so much. Like literally the first like 2 weeks of the game, we went something like 80 and 6 on like hardpoint GBs. Like it was meant, like the thing was we only played hardpoints, and then we just scrim, and we were scrimming like teams that we knew were like Div 3, Div 2, Div 3, Div 4 level, and like winning like more than we lost. So we were like dead confident, because I was like, you know me, like I love to work out how the spawns work and map it all out and stuff, and we were just so on it with like.
I was going to bring it up later.
Yeah, so this is how the spawns work. This is how we should hold. And like from like literally like 2 days into Mod 3, I had the spawns mapped out, and like our teams knew how to hold and how to play the game. At least, yeah, what wasn't how it ended up being when the pros started playing it, but like close enough.
Yeah.
So we were just insane, and then we started playing Div 6. We started off alright, but the problem was we hadn't really played S&D or Control, so like we fell a bit short on those game modes. But like we did alright, and then things happened. Hyphy ended up leaving our team. So then it was me, Shay, and Lyro going into finishing off season 1 of XP was me, Shay, and Lyro +1, and I was like, who can we pick up? And at the time, Jamie had been playing a lot of 8s, and he's like my best friend IRL. So naturally, it was good for me to get another person that I know into the team that I'm close mates with, because that's always the way I like to play. Like I've always liked to play with my mates, because at the end of the day, it's a game, and I want to have fun with my mates. So
yeah, 100%.
Got him in, and we started doing pretty well with Jamie. He got on top of like spawns and stuff pretty quickly with the team, and we did that. And then we played season 2. So we finished like, I know where we finished the season 1 Div 6 last year in Mod 3. I think we finished like, we got into playoffs, and then we sort of like, I think we lost the first round, won 1 in losers. Like we came like top 8 or something like that. So nothing crazy. So then the second season, we had that team, me, Jamie, Shay, and Lyro, and it dropped to 7. And wait, was it season? No, sorry. Between season 1 and season 2, I get confused here where this actually happens, and what happens in this part where Lyro leaves in this timescale is like really weird for me, and I don't actually know where it happened.
Why is that? You're just trying to block it out?
No, it's just at some point. It's basically because I had a few health issues, and I said that I don't know whether I don't know whether I can play next season. I don't know if I'm going to play next season, because I don't know if I can do it. Like I had loads of health issues going on. I was going to the hospital and stuff, and I just didn't know if I could like.
Yeah.
I was going into games and feeling like not very well. So
that makes sense.
Didn't know if, I didn't. They never said I weren't going to, and I think he always says he took it as I weren't going to play, and my problem with it was, so he went basically off and went and found another team within Z2O. without telling any of us. And it was like the week we were all signing up and stuff, it was like, I think me and Jamie went into a call and heard that he joined another team. We're like, wait, what's going on? Like, he'd not told anybody anything. So that was always where the whole Lyra thing came from. So then we were like, okay, right now, like a week out, it's me, Jamie, and Shay. Who do we get? I think it was actually end of season 1. So then it went into season 2. We picked up Project Shadow, Fred, another one of our close mates. He's known Jamie for God knows how many years, 16 years, maybe more. And I'd known Jamie for 12 years at that point, and I don't know, some 10, 12 years at that point. So we were like all close friends. Then we had Shay, who we'd become quite close with over the time. And then, the first season with that team in Div 7, we came second, I think. We should have won. We ended up getting slammed by a Amsterdam Royal team, who 2 of them ended up going Div 3 the next season, so that was unfortunate. And then the season after that, I think season 3 again, stuck with the same team. This is the team now we have. We've got the same team, had the same team since then. So the season 3 after that, we came 3rd, I think, in Div 7. Then we played Absolute that year, the final season. And we got Rossi in as a pickup and Panda in as a pickup, or P-Dash, or Connor as a pickup as well. So that was the 6th. We were just doing it as a vibes thing. People were going on holidays, whatever. We ended up coming 2nd again in that. You can see a common trend.
I was going to say, it is in your Discord bio, you are the master of 2nd places.
I am the master of 2nd place. And then, so then again, we kept the same team going into this year, because at this point we've become really close friends, all 4 of us, including Shay. So kicked off again, Black Ops 6 with the same team. At that point, towards the end of the year, Modern Warfare 3 year, we'd gone from Z2O to Peachy. So then we were Peachy Blinders. And then the team continued and still continues. Jamie's taken a bit of a hiatus at the minute, retirement, whatever you want to call it, just because, wants to take a bit of time out. It is taxing, I get, especially we just come off a ECL season that had like 30 games in.
Yeah, that's mad. That's absolutely insane.
So Jamie is still on the team, but not in the main roster. And basically, now it's basically me, Jamie, Shay, Pred, which I've had now for, nearly a year, over a year. And we found Zenin, who couldn't possibly be a better fit to our team if you tried. If you asked me at the beginning of this year to describe someone perfect to fit into the team from a personality point of view, it would be him. You couldn't get someone who fits our team's personality better than him.
The big runner,
the big runner, yeah. So we've kept the same team, and then we just added another guy we get on with unbelievably well. So yeah, it's that's the story of the Blinders. So known to be the team that have been together forever and not won anything.
But saying that though, you are the longest. Obviously I've only been here since August, but you are the longest serving team that's still together, though. I believe.
We're the longest serving Peachy team, and also if you take into account we've kind of been the core team has kind of been together since. So me, Jamie, and Shay have played as a 3 have played together since January 2024. Yeah, January last year, so over a year.
Yeah,
and with Pred, it's now over a year as well, actually. So,
that's testament. I know obviously you're all like IRL friends as well, but that's still a testament to your team. Although you say you guys are the master of 2nd places. 2nd place is, considering the amount of games you play, is very consistent. Because I imagine the people who are winning, it's not always the same people that are winning. So the fact that you're always up there is huge, and it shouldn't be looked down upon.
I'm a big believer, and I've been in this, especially in the AM scene, for a long time, that if you aren't playing to have fun at this level, then you should find a new hobby. Respectfully, no one at our level, no one unless you're a 17, 18-year-old kid in Div 1, coming top 8, top 16 maybe in the 2Ks, never going to make money from playing competitive COD. So if you aren't doing it for fun, my personal opinion is I don't know why you're doing it at all. And that's why I've always played with my mates, played to have fun. I love competition, and that's what keeps me playing competitive. I'm competitive in anything I do, and that's why I do it. But I don't think I've said a few times, like, I think I could probably play maybe some divs higher.
Yeah.
I think I could probably go a couple of divs higher if I really wanted to play well. But like, what's the point? Like, why would I want to go and play div 5 and play with a load of people I don't know and stress myself out playing every single night, scrimming 3 hours a day just to be the best I can be when I'm quite happy playing in div 7 with my best mates? Like, that to me is much more fun. So,
I imagine it can also be, I suppose there's two ways of looking at it. It can also be less stressful, but also more stressful in a way. I suppose there is two different sides of things, but it's one of those things when you're with your IRL friends where it's like, I've heard you have a way of locking people in. I've heard it on occasion. There was a, I can't remember who you were playing. It was a vault control.
I was gonna say it was a vault control, yeah.
And you had played a very awful round 1, and you might have to bleep this out, Pred, but you basically turned around and said, guys, what the are we doing?
Yeah.
That's not how we play this game. Let's lock the in and win this. Again, sorry, Pred, that's a lot of bleeps for you to put in there. And then literally the next round started. All I heard then from everyone else on the team was like, so dead, so dead, so dead.
Yeah.
I was just like, that is insane.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think you get when you play with people, you kind of get complacent. I feel like you get complacent, and like we played together for so long that like we just know what we should be doing, and when we aren't doing that, it's like we just kind of, I don't know. You just get into this, like, I call it like you're on like a hamster. It's like a hamster on a wheel. Like, we're just getting to this where we're just like going around and just doing it, and if it's not working, we just continue to do it. And half the time it's difficult because like we are all best mates. I don't want to upset any of them, and like sometimes I know I can come across a bit abrasive when I say things like that, but one of those where it's like, respectfully, I've done this for long enough, and like I think I understand and I know the game much better than I can play it. And I know that they know how to play the game. So when we don't do that, and I'm like, and it's like very obviously just people not doing what they know they should do, it's just like, I don't know, it just annoys me. And I know they can play so well, and we can play so well. So when I see that round of control, I think it was just like, it was something stupid. Like, I saw 2 people doing some stupid things. I was like, you would never do that. Why are you doing that? And I was just like, come on, just lock in. Like, we could, like, what are you on about? Like, just someone shout dead, some bit of life in the game or something like that. So yeah, Mr. Motivator, but no.
I mean, it works. You end up winning, so I mean, I suppose you've been around them long enough that although you're like it's not shouting at them, but it's a little scold, but they should know that it's coming out of a place of love, and that you just want you want them to get the best out of them to help the team essentially.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think I know, because I know them all really well. Like, I know what each of them need. Well, not necessarily need, but like, I know what each of them. I know each of their weaknesses, and kind of, I feel like I know kind of how to help them with that. Like, I know Shay's won the most checked out for 2 seasons in the Peachy Awards. Like, sometimes you just need to get gassed. Like, sometimes I'll die, and like in a death cam I'll see him get a kill, and I'll just shout, "Get Shay," or something like that, just because I know that will get him going. Like, he needs someone just to like spark him a bit. Like, Jamie's very good at doing what he does, but as soon as other people don't do what he's expecting them to do, then he struggles, because he's so good at doing what he does in the way he does it, that when it doesn't go that way, he then, like, I wouldn't say loses his head, but like, he struggles with it. Like, from that sense, he struggles with it. So like, I can then try and tell people to do certain things, or try and like, because he won't say it. I don't think think he over notices it but won't address it, whereas I'll try and address it subtly in the game, not to affect the other people, but like, Shay, you need to hit point more, or something like that, or Pred, do this, or something like that, because I'll see that happening. So it's like little things. It has its benefits, because we know each other so well. We know what each other like, what we don't like, but at the same time, it's then difficult because we're all best mates, and no one wants to kind of like, not offend's not the right word, but like put anyone down. Like, I don't want to get into arguments with them over a game, like, the end of the day, it's just a game. But at the same time, we all want to win, so sometimes you have to have a bit of a disagreement or whatever with each other and talk it out. But
the weight does end up landing on the captain. Unfortunately, that is you. So
yes, it is me.
Okay, so what's the future plans for the Blinders? I mean, do you guys obviously you're no spring chicken? I mean, I know you're much younger than myself, but I mean, have you still got a few years left in you, or
about a few years? Now we've talked about. I mean, he's calling it retirement. I probably would say. The thing with Jamie is he'll go out for a little bit and then he'll get the itch back and he'll come back and then play again. So. I don't know. I wasn't going to play this season of XP. We'd signed up as the team, and then after ECL being so long, I wasn't going to play. I just put so much time and effort in ECL then because we didn't win. It was like, well, I think we should have won. It was like one of those bit of a dagger, and we played so many games over so long. We're just like, I needed the break. I've burned myself out on COD. Like I put way too much effort into that ECL season.
Yeah,
and like I'd stopped enjoying the competition, which to me was like, you need to get like I love competitive COD. Like I hate playing pubs, and I have done since I don't know 10 years. I've hated playing pubs. I only like competitive. So like the point where I stopped enjoying playing competitive was like, to me, I've burnt myself out. I need to just take a break. So I took a bit of a break, and then I looked at the XP League standings, and I was like, oh, we could make a run here if we've got 10 days left. Maybe we can get 10 games in.
Yeah, game a day.
So
fine.
That's well, we've done a game a day so far, so that's going well so far. I think we're like 2-2 or something like that. I don't know, but I just said to the boys, I think if we're going to continue playing, I can't put as much effort as I have been in, and I think we're just going to have to like not scrim as much and just try and enjoy the game again and just play for the love of playing. Because the last season and a bit, I think it was because XP season 1 was so bad this year for us. Like we just were terrible and got slammed. It's like for ECL, we just put so much time and effort into it. Like all of us, like tac maps, we're doing like scrims every night. We had to play most night. We had to play like 4 games a week, actual games for 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks, and then like scrim twice a night, and then scrim on the nights we play the game, and then even then, like during work, I was putting like tac maps together and like mapping out people's S&D strats, and I just put so much time into it. I was just like, we can't do that. Like we can't keep doing that because it gets to a point where like we're playing Div 7, we're supposed to be playing as mates and having fun. So I don't know. I think I might have I'll have a year. It depends how good the next game is. COD has been my hobby for a very long time, and I will always play competitive in some way. Whether I'll continue playing in leagues for the next couple of years, I don't know. Probably not. I can't imagine. So I might have another year in me. We'll see.
I'm just saying, Robbie, if you want to come play Div 9 with me, you are more than welcome to. I'm just saying.
I quite enjoy that, actually. But if not, rank play, I'll just be, I can't play pubs. Just doesn't do anything for me. So
no, that's fair.
Warzone, maybe. Don't know. We'll see.
Well, because I remember I was speaking to Pred. He was going through the same thing as you. He was just like, I'm tired. I'm burnt out. And, there's it's just been a long ECL season. And I was like, you've played like 30 odd games. I'm not surprised. Take your time out and just chill. And I think it was me, him, Devilish, and someone else. We played like a rank game and we won like 250 to 249. I think it was like the second game we had on. And then he just messaged me on Discord. He was like, I'm back. I'm like, it's been a day. I'm like, it's been a day, Fred.
I took 2 weeks off and then gone home a little bit and just took a break from my PC, and then I came back and I was like, all right, well, we're going to get these games in. We're in the league, might as well do it. But yeah, I don't know. It's
just see how it goes.
I think being a captain as well it sounds ridiculous. Like I'm a captain of a Call of Duty team, and like, but it does like it. Especially the amount of effort I put in. Like I don't do things in half measures. So like, scheduling games is difficult with the guys we've got. Sometimes they all know they're difficult. So that's one thing. But then like I take up, I I do all the tac maps. I like look at other teams' S&D strats, and I take it way too far for COD. But I just like I don't do things in half measures. I just love it. Like I love like the what's the word? Like just doing the game inside the game. Like I love that.
Yeah,
I love it more than probably playing. To be honest with you, always have done. So I don't know.
I get that.
If I don't play, I'll coach. I think I'd make a great coach. Not to gas myself up. I think I could make. I think I'd make a good coach.
Well, funny you should say that. I'll discuss. I'll come on to that in a second.
Okay.
The only other question that I don't know the answer to regarding the blinders is who actually came up with the blinders name.
Rossi.
All right.
We stole it. It was a snatch and grab that. I think Rossi came up with the name, and he was going to have it for his team, but then his team fell through and he didn't have it. And I was like, yoink, because that's the best. I don't think there is a better Peachy something name that you could ever think. I don't think anyone would ever think of a better name than that.
No, it is.
Personally,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm biased, obviously, but yeah, it was Rossi. I'm not going to like try and admit, or I'm not trying to say that I made it or whatever. It was 100% Rossi. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Sorry, Rossi, you missed out on that one. So I asked the Discord of Peachy if there's anyone who had any questions for you as a bit of a different type of segment. You're lucky. There's only two. There's only two.
Right, okay.
There was a lot of people were busy, so there's only two that are here. Do you want me to tell you who asked the question so you can give them something afterwards or not?
I might be able to guess. We'll say that might make more fun if I can guess.
Okay. Well, I think you'll be able to get this first one.
Right. Okay.
If you had 3 words to describe each blinder, what would they be?
3, as in 1 word per person.
Well, it says 3 words to describe each blinder, so 3 words per person.
Well, I could probably do 1. I don't know if I can do 3. Let me think. Right, I'll go for each one. Shay.
Checked.
Check. Yeah, good. I'm trying to think of a polite way to put it, but yeah, check's a good one.
Sorry, Shay.
Wind up would be another one. That's another one. Checked, wind up. I've got to think of a nice thing now, haven't I? It's a difficult one to think of a nice one. Nah, I don't know. He's not cracked. I can't say cracked.
Sorry, Shay, you're not cracked either.
Third one, kitten. There we go.
Kitten. Okay.
Kitten.
What about Jamie?
Stiff. That's the first one. Stiffest AR in the history of COD ever. Greater. Only he'll get that. Well, actually, a few people will get that. A couple of best mate. That's the other one.
Okay.
That's 2 words, but
I'll allow it. Pred.
I don't know why passionate came to my mind first. I think it depends what day it is, but sometimes Pred is the most passionate person for the game you'll ever. It's so weird. Some days he's just unbelievably he'll when are we doing tac maps and things like that, but then some days he's just completely opposite. But yeah, passionate's one. Cracked. When I say cracked, I mean shot. Pred's got such a straight shot.
Yeah, that's my coach.
And then 3rd word for Pred. Oh, I say chaotic.
Chaotic. Okay.
Yeah. I was just trying to think about in game. I mean a good chaotic.
Yeah. Disruptive force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of meant. Yeah, disruptive's a good word. Just I don't know,
a nuisance to the other team.
Yeah. I'm
with you. Yeah, no, that's fine. You owe me 5 gifted, Pred. You got it wrong. He didn't say what you thought he was going to say about you.
No, what did he think I was going to say?
He thought you were going to say rip and tear?
Oh, that 3 word. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I didn't think of
rip and tear.
3 words, isn't it? Rip and tear. That's 3.
Yeah. So sorry, Pred. That's 5 gifted. You didn't say it.
I think I was thinking too deep about it.
What about Zenin?
Zenin. completely out of the game. I go, first word came to my mind was cute. I don't know why. That's so weird. I don't know. It's just so like, I don't know. I just love the guy. Why? I don't know. I can see a picture. I could like, if I like close my eyes, I can see the picture of him wearing. I got him like, I got all the blinders a present when we last met up, and I got him like, it was a shirt that said like, oh, there's the second word, slay.
Slay.
It's like another day, another sleigh, and it's like, have you seen that like sad hamster?
Yeah.
Or sad but it's like that, and it had like a Starbucks cup, and then like a pink mark, and it was like another day, another sleigh. So I'm gonna see like close my eyes, I see him in that. What's the third word?
I mean, I know him a little bit, and I would say either like comedian or team killer, because he often grenades his team a lot.
Funny was going to be the one, but I was trying to think of a more creative word. I don't know. He just like, he'll say things like in between games, or just like sing stuff, and it just I don't know, vibes. There we go.
Vibes. He's just vibey.
He is pure vibes. Yeah. He'll just like sing stuff, or just say that, like just come up with some random stuff, like between game, like just talk about something just so random in such a way. It just gets everyone laughing. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. And I
probably thought too hard about all of those.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I rate. Fine. The second question is from myself. I'll give you the answer straight away for that. And it is coaching soon. Because, like I said, you are the one person. I mean, I can't say it for everyone, but you're the one person I know that spends so much time looking into like how other people play maps. Like I said, I know me and you were discussing like, oh, look at this picture, Supah. If you were here, where do you think the other team was going to spawn? This is during the beta, and then we were looking at skyline photos. And I was just like, I was like, the game's not even out yet, mate. Like, what the hell? And you're just like, yeah, but if you were here, where do you, and like your team's behind you, where do you think they would spawn? I was like, I don't know, like over there maybe.
I know how to play the game better than I can play it. I don't know myself sometimes, because I'll look back, I'm like, why did I do that? I don't know. I think, yeah. As soon as I stop playing, I will coach. To be honest with you, coaching would be good for me, because like I said, I don't want to spend as much time on doing it. I just can't commit. Again, like I said, I don't do things in half measures. So like while I'm still playing, I couldn't coach, because like I would need to give one or the other like my 100%.
Yeah, I get that.
So like, yeah, as soon as I stop playing in leagues, I will coach. I don't think I'm going to be able to do all the seasons this year. Like, I don't think I'll be able to like run all the way through to like season 4 or whatever it goes on to this year. So like, it might be that like the last season this year, I just try it and see how it goes. Like, find a team that wants a coach or wants someone just to like be there and get them good, and just
you can't see it right now, but my hand is up. Just saying.
Well, there we go. I think that I'd make a really good coach, but I don't know, because I've never done it.
I think I mean, I don't know if you, well, I'm trying to like word this so I don't sound like a dick. I think you'll be able to bestow a lot of knowledge onto people, but then it's up to them how they react to it.
Well, this is my biggest thing.
And then
what div team it is. I think I'd probably, like, I've spoken to a few people before. I think I'd be a better coach for a higher div team.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'd probably be better off coaching like a div 7, div 6, div 5 team than I would probably a div 11, 10 team. Because the difference is, I don't think it's beneficial to be sat with a div 11 team teaching them spawn blocks. I think it's like, you have to go into like, okay, reactive, like, don't think about trying to influence them. Just think about, like, take steps. So like, at our level, div 7, and maybe div 7 is probably whatever, but higher, you think about spawn blocks and where can I be to influence spawns. Whereas at lower levels, the start to that is based on where I am and where my team are, where are they going to spawn? So not trying to play for like the preferable things and block, 2 random locations to spawn really far out, but actually just be able to think, okay, this is where we are, that's where they're going to be. Just things like that. I think you've got to like, it depends. You've got to change how you coach and what you say to certain people depending on the level they are. There's no point in trying to teach a div 11 like some of the stuff you try and do for a div 5 or div 6 team.
Yeah, because I mean each division will play a completely different way as well.
Yeah.
Like in Div 11, you can get away with like rushing around and doing really weird plays. They'll work a lot of the time because it just will. But when it comes to like the higher divisions, like you can't just rush straight to a bomb site because there'll probably be someone sat in like a ratty corner or have a line of sight that covers like half the map, and they'll be like, oh, okay, they're all coming here because I've just seen all 4 of them just run straight across the map.
Sometimes playing like doing that in lower divs as well, you can teach someone how to play the game perfectly, but they don't play the same. You'll play a team that do something really bizarre that you just can't. They'll just do weird stuff, and you can't get like I've always said I think I play better against teams that are better because I think I know what they'll do what I think they should do.
Yeah,
like, I think it's easy to like for me. I think it's easy to predict people who are better than people who are lower. I say it's worse, but lower divisions because people who are better will do what I think is the right thing more often, which is then easier for me to predict.
Yeah, no, but that makes sense because I mean, I know that makes sense because me and Pred go over my footage to see, because obviously I've only been back playing since November time, and I've first time I picked up a controller in years, and like I say to him like, this is what I did in the scrims, like can you just give me, am I doing the right thing? Give me pointers. And there's one thing he said to me. It's like, oh yeah, red card S&D. You don't always need to go into tickets. You should, maybe sit on like the outside and just wait there. Like that's how like a lot of like the better teams play. Yeah. And I've gone to myself and I thought, oh okay, that's how better teams play. And I'm Div 9. I'm like, exactly. I mean. It might work. Like I played a game last night on red card S&D and it worked one round, but like that was one round out of like 11 that I played. I was like, I could have probably done other things.
I love statistics. Like I'm a big I was known in ECL as the man with the spreadsheets. Like I had every single map, every single team had played, and their win loss on every single map and every single mode, and that was a 24-team div. But like, if I was a coach, like I love things like I have like spreadsheets of the blinders, and I stopped doing it at one point again because we were playing so many games. But like, and it depends on getting the games casted. But I had things like hill break percentage, or like how many times on P1, P2, P3, P4 on a vault. How many times did we start off defending it? How many times did we rotate early? How many times did we have to break? And how many times did we successfully hold? And things like that. And then like we could work out, okay, on a vault, we found out that we were really bad at P3, and then we were bad at P4 because we were so bad at P3. It weren't like when we had P4, we held it the entire time. And we could break P4. But the problem was we'd never get early to P4 because we were so bad at P3. So it's things like that. And I think that would work better at lower divs because I think at lower divs, although you probably wouldn't be able to like explain it great and the reasons or the logistics behind it, but like knowing, you as a team, you need to work better on this hill and get better at holding this, or we need to get better at breaking this, is probably more beneficial than giving them this is exactly in a perfect scenario how you would set up, because I feel like the lower divs you never really get that perfect scenario, or you'd struggle to get all 4 people aligned at the same time doing the right thing to get into that perfect scenario. So you're better off just sort of like breaking it down a bit more granularly and saying that more high level, working at more high level than low level. So
that makes sense. So in other words, it's a yes to potentially coaching soon.
It's a yes at some point. I'll do it.
Okay.
When I stop shooting back, which is starting to happen, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we've been here for over a good hour or so now. So we'll come into the final section of the pod, which is the quickfire rounds. Pred will put a timer on the screen. You'll have 12 questions to answer. You just need to say them as quick as you can, and just do the first thing that comes into your head.
Can these be right or wrong, or are these just like personal questions?
I'm just going to give you 2 options, and you just need to pick whichever one sounds best to you.
Right, I'm competitive.
So this is going to be, like I said, you might just be like, what? And you'd be just going to pick one. Do
we know who I've got to beat?
I think someone, I don't know who has the fastest time. I think someone's like, I want to say 45 seconds is the fastest.
Okay. All right. Understood. I've got the assignment now. 45 seconds.
Okay. I will read them as quick as I can as well. I won't dilly-dally around with this. So are you... Yeah, do you... Right, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Fred, whenever you're ready, start the clock. Sticky hands or slimy feet?
Sticky hands.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
TV or movies?
TV.
Puppies or kittens?
Kittens.
Sweet or sour food?
Sweet.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
Apple or Android?
Apple. Sorry, Android.
Be a vampire or a werewolf?
Vampire.
Have no sight or sound?
Sound.
Skill or popularity?
Skill.
Loud neighbors or nosy neighbors?
Loud.
Sneeze confetti or hiccup bubbles?
Hiccup bubbles, 100%.
Okay, there we go. I'm not too sure what the time was, but I'm sure Pred will inform us on the pod.
I was thinking Android, and I was like, Apple. That slowed me down.
That slight change would have cost you a couple of maybe 1 or 2 seconds then, so we'll find out where you end up. So Robbie, thank you very much for joining me on this very late Saturday evening to do the pod. I really appreciate your time in coming on. And guys, we'll be back hopefully in a week or two with another captain from the Peachy lineup, and we'll get their thoughts on how all things Peachy are. So again, thank you for being here and have a great day. Take care.
Thank you.